happy birthday. I just hope you're partying and not just working. Well, I think you're still working, Capricorn. I mean, Jupiter and Saturn are in your second house since quite a long time, you know. And still, I mean, this King of Pentacles is an energy that can fit you so well. A house of finances, a house of self-value, worthiness, probably talents, skills that you have been working hard on for a long time. This King of Pentacles, he takes his sweet time to get the job done. You know, and you're probably one of the best signs, a part of Taurus or Virgo, to get things done. And what is happening? I mean, right now, I mean, since the beginning of December, you have two planets in your sign, two powerful planets. The planet of love, attraction, money, finances. Also a planet that talks about how you relate to your environment in many ways, at an intimate level, a very personal level, Venus. And then you have Pluto, the planet of power, a planet of transformation, a planet that represents death, a planet that represents the unconscious, and not just our individual unconscious, but or collective unconscious. While we are in the season of Sag, which represents your 12th house, the Sun being eclipsed on the 4th, 5th of this month, new moon in Sag, having as well the South Node and Mercury until the 14th of December. It's like, you know what I feel is like, okay, Capricorn, you have done the work. And I think that regarding your material life, whatever you have been putting a lot of efforts into, I have no doubts that you are getting here to be the master of your work. You know, King of Pentacles, I mean, very stable, very secure, very confident in him, herself. Somebody that has been very strategic to get to the point where they are at right now. And it talks about abundance. And you know, Venus being in this, with this Pluto combination in your sign, together with Jupiter and Saturn until the end of this month of December, that finally had been moving direct since November, it's things that probably you had to put a lot of effort and work to do, like Saturn, like what it does, Saturn, your planet, is like needing to restructurize, needing to put things in order, needing to work on how to stabilize something that takes a lot of time. It's already paying off. And you're starting to see the results, and you're starting to see that your position maybe regarding your work has changed quite a lot. It's like probably even getting more independent regarding your work, you know. Now, this is, let's say, the material, financial life of Capricorn. You know, that it's in a lot of ways, you know, that this is a subject that is quite of importance for you. I mean, for whom it's not important, but definitely for a Capricorn. You know, it's like you're down to earth. You know, Capricorn likes to put his feet on the earth and feel the earth and be like, yeah. You know, it's like you being empowered here regarding your job or something that you did. It's just wow. And I'm talking about power, king or wands. So it's like you have two kings together, Capricorn. It's like becoming a motherfucking boss, you know, of your own life here, Capricorn. It's like you being at the top of your game. Regarding your career and your material life, I'm connecting here with a Capricorn that is at the top of their game. And you know, I'm sorry if this doesn't resonate with you, but then it will be the next reading, or you can check just to get a private reading with me. You know, this is just general reading, so I cannot talk for everybody who's watching. I like to, you know, use astrology to guide me in a way, like more in a general level, but in some moments I'm gonna say specific things that won't resonate with you. And just leave it there, Cap. Now, you and I'm here with a Capricorn, whoever gender I'm talking to right now. Oh, no gender. Someone has escalated in their career, but at a very high level. You know, I mean, and it doesn't have to be necessarily about, well, like how it's being perceived by society. Although I gotta say, you're a sign that you care a lot about the status quo, Cap. You care a lot about how you are seen by others, no matter if you want to admit this or not. You know, you're like one of these signs. It's like you are into hierarchies. But more than that, I think that this is just about you and realizing that everything that you have been putting efforts, energy into, it's worth it. Or it's starting to be worth it. No matter what happens in the surroundings. Like, I think there's something here you have been doing for a while, and finally right now it's like, yeah, man, I mean, as I said, it's like becoming to the top of your game, Cap. And you know, I mean, I just have to say, if this is happening to you, well, congratulations, because I mean, I think this is a really nice vibe to start your birthday, you know. Now, this is material, no? Career, purpose, passion, creativity, where you want to put your efforts, maybe what you want to invest your money, how you want to invest your time, you know. Maybe the assets, if you have a company. Maybe I'm connecting here with the Capricorn that has its own company or enterprise or business or project. If it's not about like business kind, is something that you do as a work, or you couple maybe you work for an association, you know. It doesn't have to be just money, but whatever you're doing is like you had solidified it and it looks pretty good. Now, what happens is that such season for you, and having this massive eclipse in the sign with Mercury and everything, is like at the same time that maybe you also have been taking care of your finances and all this part, and now you see the results. There is something here about your unconscious that is being awakened very strongly, Capricorn. And I think that this is probably also even giving you a new sense of spirituality that maybe you'd never experienced in the past. You know? It's like Capricorn is the ram that climbs the mountain. And I think I have talked about this already in one of my last videos for you, Cap, maybe for the month of July or August, I think. Because it was like the image of the ram that came in my head, and I remember a book I read in astrology that I don't recall now who was written, but I think it was maybe Lotti, an Italian astrologer, who said that in this book he talked not only about that the ram has one mountain to climb, but the ram where he goes into the highest top is not the first mountain. It's going up the first mountain, then coming down that mountain, and then going all the way up the second mountain. That second mountain for you is not about materiality. It's not about the physical world, material, like, you know, finances and like life and stability. And looking at a Capricorn that wants to, it's like it's at the highest point of ambition. Okay, it gives you happiness, that it gives you something until a certain extent. But Capricorn, now your unconscious is telling you that you want something more. You know that that's not only like what is gonna make you satisfied at the long term. Maybe right now it did, until now. You know, you were very happy with your position and feeling like the king of the jungle for some time. But, and I'm not even having the rest of the cards yet, but man, I really felt I needed to tell you this, and let's see what the cards have to say. Capricorn, you are right now in a moment with this Sagittarius season. I mean, like, and then just before entering in your season, it's like you are in the moment of starting to climb that second mountain that maybe in the past you were not able even to see. You know, it's like you are right to the top of the first, and now you're like, okay, what next? Actually, this is something maybe I want to go not back, because you don't want to stamp off these, probably. I don't think so. But maybe something here is telling you that maybe you might need to take a down hidden road somewhere. And something is almost like you having a call. I mean, a new beginning regarding on how you see your spirituality, on how you connect at a deep psychological level. I mean, really, this is the 12th house. It's all about psychology, and having Pluto in your sign right now. I mean, Capricorn, I mean, it has been there already for a while, but Venus is like intensifying the effects of Pluto. And it's making you want to go even further into it. In a beautiful way. Because also that's what Venus does. And then, you know, with all this wonderful energy in your 12 halves in Sag, in harmonious aspect to Uranus in Taurus in your 5th house, the house of enjoyment, entertainment, how you want to enjoy life in general, you know, how you want to play. I think that whatever is coming here as new about this awakening of unconsciousness, of wanting to dive deeper in subjects that before you were not interested in. Maybe you are starting to be more interested in esoteric world. You know, maybe you want to start doing rituals or things about, maybe even if you don't even have to fucking believe in it, you know, but just maybe your curiosity or maybe even your dreams. Something here is almost like telling you, like your brain, Mercury, it's like your curiosity, your interest, your mind, it's calling you to explore things that you never thought that you would even look at. You know? Which is awesome. You know? Like, I mean, how Knight of Wands coming in the obstacle. Kind of a player energy here, Cap. Kind of a player energy here. It's funny that you have in the past this Knight of this King of Wands. Then what is coming in the present is this King of Pentacles. And you're gonna excuse me for the light. I know it's so shitty, but guys, it's like this is what I got. You know, like right now. I promise I'm gonna try to improve it later on. So the Knight of Wands, a core card as well. You have 3 core cards here in this reading already. Maybe a lot of people, I mean, having Venus in your sign, definitely you're in a moment where you are attracting a lot of people right now. Probably even people coming from far away or people coming back to you from the past. I mean, Venus is gonna do a retrograde, conjunct to Pluto, so very possible intimacies being transformed here about your past connections. But this Knight of Wands, it's the one that's coming in the obstacle on top of this King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles likes to take things slow. He's very patient and moderates. It's like he loves moderation. while the Knight of Wands, he wants to move things super fast. So maybe there is something, a certain dynamic here that looks a little bit like a contradiction. What the hell? Capricorn, I'm having here so many Tarot cards. I think it's the first time, without kidding, Capricorn, that I get so many Tarot cards just already in the beginning of the reading. Now I'm having the King of Cups. You have 3 kings on the road. King of Wands, King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. So powerful you are, man. You want to be the 3 kings. Now, it's funny to remark that I don't have yet the King of Swords. He's the only king that is missing. You know? The one that thinks, but it's just about the mental. The thing with the King of Cups is like when I'm talking about that second mountain, you wanting to explore your spirituality, your emotions, your unconscious in a level that you never did it before. Maybe I'm gonna say this as well, could be, I mean, you know, while I was meditating in your energy, I mean, with all this Sagittarius season, you know, something that came into my mind, I had suddenly the image of someone experimenting with psychedelic drugs, you know. I know this, I'm not incitating you to do that, I'm just saying, like, could be that somebody there that I'm connecting with has been experimenting or wanting or planning into experimenting with a psychedelic drug or doing some kind of ritual or something that is almost like you want to connect with your inner self. But this is not just like an experience, like, let's say, like to have fun. No, man. This is like to mature yourself from the inside out. Like this King of Cups, you know, Capricorn. It's like you coming from a period where you had been in this practical, very pragmatic mode, very determined with your goals, getting things done, doing that and that and that. Now you're sitting in your throne like, yeah, man, let's chill here a little bit. Okay, I'm paying attention to all these details, strategizing that everything's still moving in the way it was moving in the past. But I think you're like kind of like more chill about it. But then also probably you are entering a moment where you want to be more in connection with your own emotions. Cap. You realize that. Now, what is coming as how you're coming consciously in the reading? How Cap is coming consciously in the reading? Guys, you know what happens is that as in a personal level for me, I'm going to show you what it felt. King of Swords. At a personal level for me, as when I'm doing this reading, also private readings I've been doing last weeks, and then talking with friends, you know, talking with friends, with people I know that I love, some far away, some closer to me. Everybody I know, and myself included, is like, haven't you been experiencing throughout this period a lot of synchronicities? Or like, maybe it's just, it doesn't have to be big, you know? So it can be like this small thing of like talking about something and suddenly it happens. you know, but it's like, and of course, you know, when you have something in mind, you might be able to see it more often than normally you would, but it has been happening at such a level. So almost like, I mean, I'm having synchronicities almost like, it's like every day. It's insane, man. The North Node is coming now from, it's passing through Sag to Taurus, you know, and I think that this is something, and I mean, Venus, I mean, is my planet. Pluto is very strong in my chart as well, so I don't know, I've been thinking about it because it has been very, very intense, but for the good. It's just that it feels sometimes like, what, I cannot even, you know, it's like, can we please explain this? We don't have to sometimes. The Hermit coming in your environment. I mean, really, somebody here, I mean, with the King of Swords, because, you know, it's like. So, 4 kings coming here. I mean, now, I think, I mean, this is a Capricorn, not just being at the top of your game, but it's like you are at the top of the top of the top of the top of your game. You have the higher rank in each element of the tarot. As coming, you are being represented. And, you know, as I was saying, this was the only one that was missing, and this is how you're coming consciously in the reading. I'm talking here to a Capricorn that is very aware that until right now, you were just in fucking rational mode. Very calm-minded, probably also very judgy. Maybe because you had to. You have to be very precise with your choices, at your work, probably, with your material life, some decisions, even probably with your connections, you know? But I think that this is a lot about you, Cap. This is really just about you and reflecting all. It's like all, like you concentrating a lot in yourself, because that's also what the king does, you know, the figure of the king, you know, it's like the landlord, you know. I mean, I don't know if maybe I'm gonna call this video this way. It's like Capricorn becoming a landlord, you know. But it's like you being so confident. I mean, so confident. It's like you're sitting in your throne. You're having here all elements possible. And I even think that spiritually speaking, man, I mean, with this hermit here, as I was saying, like, you know that you were very rational and centered in this first climbing of the mountain. And now what you are doing, and I think that you have done already, but probably still right now you are in process of, as I'm having the hermit here coming in your environment, you're going deep within. And you are in processes that you already came down of the first top and now you're going to the second top, which is the much higher. Because this is the top, is the mountain that it gives you the wisdom, you know, of life, Capricorn. So much learning in all the things that you have been going through. I mean, like everything that you have been doing until right now has been such a learning process for you. And this is not because of luck. I mean, Capricorn, this is something that you have done by yourself. I gotta say. Really. The hermit is in the environment. Maybe for someone there, it can be because the King of Cups is right looking at this hermit in the environment. It's like they're coming like this. Is it possible, as I said, you are doing something, maybe if it's not a psychedelic experience or a spiritual, like in the sense of doing a ritual, if you're not into these things, Maybe you're deciding to take a trip or go somewhere by yourself or do something by yourself, where you reconnect with yourself and you start refilling all this awakening, like this unconscious being revived in your crown and going all the way up. It's like, it's a very spiritual, strong vibe, Capricorn. Most definitely for you, you know, because I'm not saying that you're not spiritual, but this is not normally the element that, unless you have a lot of water in your chart, that necessarily can characterize you the best, you know. So, and I'm very glad to see this, because this is something that I think is almost like it's giving you a sense of growth in your emotions, in your maturity, on like you knowing so well like what you want, to whom you want to give, to whom you don't want to give. Like also probably maybe you are connecting, and this was what I was gonna say before. Sometimes it's like, okay, maybe you're connected to someone that you see as a spiritual guide, or somebody that maybe is an elderly person here that you see as a guide. Maybe you are having a connection with this person, or a talk or a conversation, or this person is giving you the light, an idea that it's helping you out. Maybe it's a consult, could be maybe a therapist, you know, somebody that works with emotions, you know, like this King of Cups as well. Maybe somebody that works with emotions that is really guiding you in some way, but not because it's like I don't see because you need. It's like not because I'm not seeing like you are in a situation of needing help, but because you just want to explore this new world that you have never seen before. And it's a world that is very abstract. Okay? This is not a rational world. This is all about going beyond, you know, the limits of our rationality, Capricorn. What is coming in the hopes and fears? Knight of Cups. I'm gonna repeat this with this Knight of Cups coming in the hopes but coming in the fears. The Knight of Cups here is telling me that definitely somebody here is experimenting with a precise psychedelic drug. Maybe ayahuasca, or mushrooms, or LSD, or 2CB, I don't know, whatever, it's your taste. But like somebody here is wanting to experiment with a precise, have a very emotional experience, and I think that this is something that you are doing by yourself, or maybe you're doing it with a shaman. Guys, this is very specific, but man, I really see this. Like maybe you're connecting with somebody that will guide you throughout this trip. And if it's not this, it's like you wanting to maybe enjoy, like have an opportunity here to celebrate or all your achievements. But in some moments, why I get the feeling with this Knight of Cups that you're scared of this Knight of Cups. How can you be scared of a Knight of Cups? Well, I gotta say, I think that you know what happens? And that's what happens a lot to earth signs. And most definitely when you get to this amount of success and security and confidence in some ways, it's like you are here and then, okay, I want to maybe try this new road or maybe go somewhere else here. But I'm scared to lose what I achieved until right now. I mean, and this is a very particular trait of the earth signs. It's like, you know, earth signs, we get very easily used to things. And then, which is, it's like stability is quite important, even for a cardinal mutable sign. It's like earth signs, they tend to want to keep things as they are more than fire, air signs, you know, or water signs. And so something here is like this Knight of Wands coming here in the challenge. It's like something, an experience that might represent an adventure for you. Is like taking a move or doing something that you never did in your life. It's like having an opportunity to do something that might mean experimentation, but you're a little bit scared of this experience. Maybe I'm not saying, I'm not looking at this like you're scared. No, I mean, I don't think you're scared, but I just think that you're a little bit like trying to be very rational about it. It's like you're trying to analyze like maybe what this experience could bring you, try to rationalize the situation. Maybe you're trying to be very pragmatic on how you're studying, you know, the situation, saying like, okay, what this could cost to me. Maybe um, mentally prepare yourself or be aware of what could be the consequences of this experience. But the thing is that, emotionally speaking, you know, with this Knight of Cups as well and this Hermit next to it, I think that whatever represents this experience, this spiritual awakening, this whatever trip you're taking here, like maybe it means just going by yourself to the forest, completely alone, you know, with a nice book and beautiful music up, but something that it's like it really puts you in this state of mind where you are like all in with yourself and feeling like so fulfilled. And also, like, I gotta say, it's like very peaceful energy. Very peaceful. Like, man, this is me time. You know? I just want to process. I needed time here to process every fucking thing I did until right now. To realize, like, man, I did this. You know? I become like 4 kings. I think it's really the first time in my life I'm getting 4 kings, which shows the number of cards. Because, you know, sometimes I do other kind of readings, but I use much more many cards. The 2 of Wands. If this is not a shaman, then what is this, Cap? Because, like, and the Ace of Swords, the new perspective, new ways of thinking, having that light. It's like, you know, I'm saying the shaman because the 2 of Wands, I mean, this is Marseille Tarot, so it's quite different, the illustrations from Rider White I normally use. But I really love this Marseille so much. Although the lighting, I mean, you cannot appreciate the colors so good. But generally the 2 of Wands, you would find it represented, so you can make yourself an image. It's a man who is standing between 2 wands that could represent 2 different ways, 2 different adventures, 2 different options on how to approach life. And he's with one hand taking one of the wands because he has taken already decision, like this duality, but there is a decision that has been taken, has been chosen, and in the other hand he has the world, you know, and he's looking at the world while still being in this moment of stepping into the new adventure that you had already visioned. You have seen it, or you are seeing it. It's like almost like this world in his hands looks like this magic crystal ball where, you know, like this image of the witch that is looking through the bowl and looking at the future and having a vision. You are visionating here something that maybe might be very new to you. And I think that this option might request from you to take a move in a direction, Capricorn. And something that might be quite new, and where you will have to be very blunt, like this Knight of Wands. Very blunt and direct about it, but at the same time, be wise on how you take these steps forward so that you don't miss your position regarding where you are at right now. It could be as well, and I'm gonna say this, maybe for some of you, you're right at this top of the top. You realize that and you're like, yeah man, fuck it, I did it. And maybe some of you, you're in a moment where your challenge as the Knight of the Knight of Wands with the Knight of Cups is like, maybe internally there is something about you that is asking you, it's like you would like more adventure, you know, you would like to maybe step away from wherever you are at right now, even if it's just for a short time. Because I think that whatever you were doing, you were so invested in, I think it really requests a lot from you to get to this point. That it's almost like right now you're having this new idea that you might want to follow. And I think that this precise idea, you know, that might mean maybe taking a certain kind of risk. That in some moments it's like you're a little bit like emotionally overly delusional about it, okay? Maybe in some moments you will feel the rush to go fast, but then I think that your rationality right now is so strong that, man, I don't think that I even need to tell you this, you know? I think that you feel the impulse sometimes to take a certain action, but it's almost like here your mind, your intuition, your emotions, your body, everything. It's like something here is almost telling you, hey, Cap, actually, yeah, you can. But maybe you can plant his, it's like you know that there is some way here that might be better than the other one to go into this direction. But man, I like this reading so much, Capricorn. I hope you enjoy this reading. Let me know what you think about it, and if you want to have a private reading with me, you can contact me via email or my social media down below. Thank you for watching, Capricorn. And enjoy very much this month of December, guys. See you next month. Bye bye.